Today we're going to talk about a disaster that shook not just the ground, but also the philosophical and political foundations of Europe, the 1755 Lisbon Earthquake. So on November 1st, 1755, the city of Lisbon, Portugal experienced one of the most powerful and destructive earthquakes in history. It struck early in the morning on All Saints' Day when thousands of people were attending Mass. The earthquake, with a magnitude estimated between 8.5 and 9, caused widespread destruction throughout the city. Buildings, churches, and homes crumbled to the ground, trapping thousands of people under the rubble. But the earthquake was only the beginning. A massive tsunami followed, sweeping across Lisbon's coastline and devastating coastal towns in Portugal and even parts of Morocco. Fires broke out in the city, burning what was left of the buildings that hadn't been destroyed by the tremors or the waves. In total, it's believed that around 60,000 people lost their lives in this catastrophic event. The 1755 Lisbon earthquake was not just a physical disaster. It had profound cultural and intellectual consequences. At the time, many people believed that disasters like this were punishments from God, but the scale of the destruction challenged this view. Philosophers and intellectuals began to question traditional religious explanations for suffering, and the event fueled the Enlightenment, an era focused on reason, science, and the questioning of authority. Voltaire and his famous Candide used the earthquake to critique optimism and religious explanations on human suffering. The earthquake also had political repercussions. The devastation and loss of life highlighted the need for better disaster preparedness, and the Portuguese government took swift action to rebuild the city. They introduced new building codes and urban planning reforms to ensure that future disasters would be less destructive. The 1755 Lisbon earthquake remains one of the most significant natural disasters in history, not only for the sheer scale of its destruction, but for the way it reshaped European thought and society. It's a reminder that sometimes the impact of a natural disaster extends far beyond the physical damage it causes.